What's going on, everybody? Felix here inside my living room because in Texas it is so hot outside. It's like 109 or 108, but we do have my super banner here to keep it a little bit car oriented, as well as, you know, my mechanic shirt. Before we get into it, let me say thank you to everyone who subscribed, and if you're watching this, go ahead and hit that little subscribe button, hit a thumbs up. You know, it helps small YouTubers like me grow and continue doing what we do. But without further ado, here we go. Alright, so the year must have been around 2003, 2004, and at the time my wife was my girlfriend, and I had dropped her off at work, and a couple of times I had been late picking her up, and she finally got tired of me picking her up late, so she told me, do not be late. And I was like, I won't be late, I promise you. And at the time I was driving a 1999 Eclipse RS, so at the time I wasn't really working. I was just waiting to go to basic training, so I would hang around the house a lot, play video games, take naps, eat, you know, watch movies, do whatever I could do, just fill the time, maybe work out a little bit. He told me I get off at 3:30, do not be late. Cool. Well, I guess I must have ate something that filled up my stomach, and I fell asleep. I woke up and out of notice, oh man, I'm running late. It must have been around 3:15, and it takes me a good, like, maybe, you know, 15-20 minutes to get there depending on traffic. I get in my car, I rush over there, and I'm going down the freeway, and I'm going about maybe 120 miles an hour down the freeway, maybe 125 or so, and I start to see brake lights. And that's why I realized, oh man, there must be a cop up ahead. So I slowed down, but I try not to slow down too much for my nose dips. It was too late. A cop saw me, he pointed at me, told me to pull over. And so I started to pull over. I was like, dang it, oh man, I might go to jail for now, because I was going pretty fast. And so he comes up behind me, he gets out of his cruiser, and he comes up to my window and says, do you know how fast you were going? I was like, no sir, I slowed down. He goes, you're going 103 miles per hour. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. And he goes, stay here. He goes back to his cruiser, and he's back there, and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'm getting a ticket or getting arrested. He was really mad. He comes back of his cruiser, and I see a pink slip in his hands. Like, oh, thank God, I'm only getting a ticket. And he comes back, he goes, here's a ticket. He gives me the whole spiel about court and everything, sign here. And he goes, sign here. And so I sign it. He gives it to me, he goes, slow down. I go, yes sir. I go, am I good to go? He goes, get out of here.
And maybe next time you won't speed, dick.
I'll go, okay. And so I get back on the freeway, and I head over there, and I'm late again. But I was like, hey, look, this time I have an excuse. I have a ticket because I got pulled over. And so she excused me for that time, and she understood. But I have this ticket now that I have to pay. It's like $300. It's pretty expensive. I asked my wife, I cannot pay for this ticket. I don't have enough money. I can't tell my parents to pay for me. They'll kill me, especially my dad. And so I asked, can you pay for this ticket? And she looked at me and she goes, yes, I'll pay for it.
But I'm a generous God.
That's how I knew she was a keeper. But I knew in the end I was gonna owe her back. And so she paid it off, and I was able to get away with it. The recruiters didn't know about it because it was all paid for. I didn't have to worry about a thing. And here I am, about, you know, 18 years later, married to her, and I'm still paying for it with the house, cars, kids, and everything that goes along with it. So Yesenia, thank you. I love you. Thank you for bailing me out. And that's my story of how I got pulled over for going 103 in a 60-mile-per-hour zone. If you made it this far, hey, thanks for listening to my little story. You know, kind of too hot to work on the car right now, so we're a little bit of standstill, as well as, you know, the mods are getting to the point where I'm going to have to spend a little bit more extra money on it, so kind of slowing it down, pumping my brakes a little bit, if you will. But hopefully I could start working on some other things, make other nostalgia videos like this, maybe talk about the 2000s. But if that's something you want to hear, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.